right, let's do this. Over here in the bottom left starting location, we have our player up 1 game. Can he make it a 2-0? We're going to find out. His ID is Slayer's Puzzle. And his opponent, the Great White Hope. His ID is
NaNiWa.
And I want to see NaNiWa win this.
Oh, of course.
I want there to be
I would
more
love
than
to
just
see
Koreans in GSL Codettes.
Indeed. Well, tasteless. I mean, that's something that is oftentimes a hard thing to do. We have had some success by foreigners here, but
yes,
we'll see if that can continue.
So the
today
success
with
by foreigners in Korea has been so moderate.
It's
you know,
and I mean, we'll see going in the future if we can get more of them doing a bit better. But I'm sitting tight for NaNiWa here. I definitely think he has the potential to come out of this group. His PVT is strong. His PvP is strong. You know, that game he did end up losing, but it just ended up not working out for him.
Swedish support here in the audience. We'll never know what that sign was. That one guy in the world, snapshot, what was it? We'll never know.
NaNiWa, as you saw there, using his keyboard on his right hand, even though he is right-handed.
Yeah,
I always breaks people's brains to think what that must be like.
Oh, wow, nice catch there.
Yeah, that was actually really nice.
The Koreans tend not to actually try to do the probe grab as much.
Yeah, but if you go in too deep. Oh, NaNiWa really controlling his probe count in gas, just 2 probes in each gas. And that can mean things such as mass stalker. If you want to do, like, let's say a stalker 4-gate, where you're just using stalkers, then you basically want 4 probes in gas exactly like that. And it looks like this is something he's learning from his close friend and teammate, Sase, who is, like, the most... He balances his probes on gas more aggressively than anyone else in the world.
Yes, Sase, a very good player. He's actually down here today.
That gives him some support.
Clearly, Puzzle, when he wins his first game, tends not to lose. So this would really be a stats breaker if...
It would be a stats breaker.
I believe that's the technical term for it, is a stats breaker.
That's actually exactly what it is.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know how this game's going to look.
Both players
We're
actually
see exactly what the tech path is going to be.
It's interesting to watch them both balance those probes on gas so aggressively.
Exactly 4 probes mining gas, 2 on each geyser.
That's how tight these builders are. It's the truth. Ooh, NaNiWa's actually proxying a pylon right now, Tasteless.
I sense danger, Artosis.
Danger for who?
Well, it could be for Puzzle if his defense isn't good enough.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, Puzzle is once again going for the quick robo build. Once again, Puzzle overall in his PvPs doesn't necessarily go robo all that much. There's robo players, there's Twilight players, players that do everything. But overall, Puzzle hasn't done as many robos, not 50% of his builds or so. Now, NaNiWa has 2 pylons out on the map. Not in the absolute best positions, but we'll have to see exactly what he wants to do with those. Losing that probe is a big deal if he wanted to get really aggressive. But it looks like it was just about the same exact build as before. In fact, he's doing the exact same build as before. Was planning to sneak that in and, you know, put a
nice
pylon over for that little attack like before.
Really nice controller by NaNiWa. He did lose that Zealot, but overall, I mean, his micro is really impressing me.
Yeah, he's got some superb unit control.
Looks like we might have some Blink Stalkers coming up here.
Yeah, and
Puzzle.
Well, NaNiWa looks like he's actually going to go for the quick expansion, but this time going for a robo. Very interestingly, and Puzzle with the Blink Observer. This is actually, I love this. This is one of my favorite types of battles that we can see in PvP. When there is a robo player going for the expansion and the Blink Observer player going for the attack. Now, Puzzle has gone for all 4 gates, so he's really going for this. Now, it's extremely hard to pull off, but in theory, the Blink Observer player should be able to win this situation.
Yeah, he can blink into the main.
Yeah,
and then kill stuff, blink out.
There's a huge amount of surface area on that main base they can blink into, and the thing is, if you walk all the way around with your slow Immortals to defend that, then they blink out, go to your natural, so you have to spread perfectly. You have to have perfect unit movements as NaNiWa, and I'm like really, really excited to see how well he does against this. Now, Puzzle cannot lose this Observer. It's the most important part of this whole thing. If Puzzle ends up losing that Observer, basically at any point, especially once his attack begins, the game will basically be over. So he's going to have to decide, okay, am I going for it? He does have a single sentry at home. That one sentry will be, if NaNiWa gets out of position, he will force field the ramp. NaNiWa does not have any blink or anything like that to pass that force field, so that can be a game winner for Puzzle, a single force field.
Yeah, if NaNiWa can... and here we are from how would I say this name? Landy?
Yeah.
Landy. He's the foreigner hope. It's true.
True that.
It's true.
All right, now.
Only the foreigners making the finals GSL are us.
Puzzle. Oh, look at this. Actually going a little bit more aggressive with these units, deciding not to blink in the main, losing one of those already, but picking off some units. Very well done there.
Whoa. He could have gotten that last Stalker, but he opted
And in the meantime, Tasis, we have a Zealot in the main base that he warped in, and 3 kills already.
Oh my god, this is actually such a good build by Puzzle.
Yeah, I
haven't seen this variation of it with the Zealot in the main.
Yeah, this is a really cool way to go about it, but losing yet another sentry here. Good force fields by NaNiWa. And NaNiWa with these 2 Immortals, looks like he's going to hold for now, but he's got to be really careful about the Zealots that are warping in.
This is actually such a cool build by Puzzle. I actually love doing the blink into the main builds.
But man, nice blink in, going right after that Immortal.
But another Immortal coming out here.
That is right. A lot of damage being done to Puzzle's army, and in fact trying to blink on top of it.
Oh, he didn't.
Oh man, he targeted the wrong one. But will he be able to get it? It looks like NaNiWa going to actually just clean this up. An interesting way for Puzzle to go about this, but
well, that just seems sort of impulsive.
You know, if you can snipe those Immortals, then you can suddenly win the battle, but another one popping out, Tasteless. Looks like he wasn't really expecting that. Now going for some harassment into the main base like we were talking about earlier, but...
Yeah, this is what we initially expected him to do.
Yeah, it's a little bit, it's too little too late,
Oh, no, he's going to come in and sandwich.
Yeah, he's going to say, okay, you want to blink out? Go ahead, go for it.
Surprise!
And not only that, he's going to be able to take out all these pylons very easily. And wow. All right, so 38 supply to 56. Expansion against no expansion.
I think very rarely would we see a Protoss player hold what Puzzle just did. Yeah, that was
it was an interesting way to go about it. I really liked it because he sent that Zealot up, and what he wanted was for units to go up, and Puzzle just said, you know what? I just have to give you some probes. That's what I have to do, NaNiWa says. You know, I just surround it with probes. Yeah, you're going to kill 2-3 probes, but he can't split up his army at all against that Blink Stalker army. So it was a really cool skill tester by Puzzle here, but NaNiWa passed the test and now is really far ahead.
Looks like now NaNiWa is going to be able to move out on the map here. This is where
now he does have to be careful.
Very handy.
He's got to be really careful here. He can't just be going up there. And take a lot of damage with force fields. And look at that. Puzzle's being as cost efficient as he possibly can with this. Puzzle trying to pick off some NaNiWa units, but with those 2 Immortals, what is he going to be able to do? Puzzle bringing up an Immortal as well. NaNiWa almost playing a little bit sloppily from here. And in fact,
I think he may be over a little bit too eager to end this game, but we'll see if he's in there now. And, here come 2 more Zealots. Now remember, it's the Immortals in the back that are the real damage dealers here.
They are not good against Zealots, so we do have to remember Puzzle does have Blink as well, and should and could be blinking away. He does do so, in fact. And now that Nexus, yeah, his Nexus life is forfeit here. And losing that Nexus, NaNiWa still has the Nexus. He really lost a good amount of probes. He's already up to 36 against 28 of Puzzles. Puzzle trying to figure out if he can go down there and do anything against this army.
Kind of a little bit of a role reverse there. Now here comes an Immortal of his own.
If he can hold this Nexus, it's going to be a really, really big deal. His 2 Immortals need to be targeted not on the other Immortal until it goes below its shields, but it does, and NaNiWa just picks it off, keeping his Immortals alive very, very well.
Oh my god, and he can keep blinking and chasing down this army. a huge chunk of this army. I thought he was going to keep chasing it.
Superb micro there by Puzzle.
Yeah, Puzzle.
But NaNiWa actually microing very well.
Now NaNiWa's got this expansion. Puzzle did manage to keep his, which I have to say I am completely shocked by. I absolutely thought that was going to be a loss there, right at that moment for Puzzle.
Well, NaNiWa still rallying down some not Colossi, but Immortals out of his Robo across the map. He's going to wait for this third one. And going back in with 3 is going to be very powerful, but he's got to watch out for Zealots of his opponent. Of course, NaNiWa has not gotten any Blink tech yet. He has not even started a Twilight, just added some gates. Well, he's going to be up at 5 gates in a second here, but this whole time Puzzle's on 4 and a Robo. So his production's still staying up somewhat, but he's really just got to utilize his Force Fields well, because with no Blink, Force Fields is the only way he's going to be able to do something here.
All right. NaNiWa back it up. I think NaNiWa probably concerned that this game isn't over already. You know, he's probably thinking it's supposed to be game number 3.
When he held the kind of all-in-ish attack, and Puzzle's just like, well, I guess I'll make a Nexus. Normally, that's just a straight-up win. And realistically, when you look at the supply, he's still almost 30 supply up. NaNiWa should be able to take this relatively easily. He almost killed the Nexus. He almost did a lot of things.
He doesn't know what the supply is, though.
Yeah,
that's the scary thing.
He's got to be careful, though, still. You know, because Blink is deadly. It is absolutely a deadly thing. But right now, NaNiWa is getting his Robo Bay. He's getting a lot of Immortals as well. He's actually... I mean, he's already got 4 of them out, so Stalkers are not going to harm him whatsoever.
Right.
You get, like, a Colossus or 2 out as well to deal with the Zealots, and what is the army of Puzzle going to do?
Well, you mean one thing you cannot do is just try to blink onto a Colossus, because if they have a Colossus, that means they have a lot of Zealots, too, because they were spending all their gas on the Colossus. They had to spend the minerals on the Zealots, so then you basically blink onto Zealots while you're trying to kill this Colossus, another problem of your own.
Exactly. Well... NaNiWa right now at 50 probes against just 38 of Puzzle. Once again, showing how far ahead he is. But, you know, Puzzle, he does still have some mobility. Still has his observers around. In fact, NaNiWa does not even have an observer. He said, forget it, I'm not even going to spend any gas on that. His first Colossus, though, just now popping out, and he's going to have 2 in Thermal Ants pretty soon here.
All right, as you can see, NaNiWa is completely defended if any Blink shenanigans happen, blinking into the main or what have you. And now I think Puzzle finally feeling comfortable enough to sort of move out on the map. Okay, he is going to blink in here, it does appear.
Well, Puzzle getting ready to do some damage, but NaNiWa, as you said, Tasteless, he is ready. Puzzle, though, is proxying pylons, and NaNiWa knows it, so NaNiWa is going to be somewhat ready for this attack. He just has to be in a defense position. In fact, no way, no how are you getting up there. That is a bad move for Puzzle.
No way. He
has to get back.
He might as well have used the Stalkers and the Immortals to target the rocks, but even then, I don't think NaNiWa can lose.
No.
He just has too much stuff. He's too big.
I mean... a top-level Protoss player like NaNiWa is not going to lose after holding off that initial attack. But he is not microing these Stalkers back, so losing his Stalkers.
The Zealots are getting stuck in the back, actually.
Oh, beautiful Force Fields by Puzzle.
Are you serious?
NaNiWa actually just
did not micro.
Indeed, he did not, but he should still hold this.
Yeah, but I'm still stunned.
Well, at this point, NaNiWa's just kind of attack moving. I mean, his Zealots were behind his Stalkers. For a split second there, I got a little bit uneasy, but yeah,
you know, when you see the 2 Immortals from NaNiWa, you know that he's actually fine. But damn, yeah, when I saw NaNiWa's Zealots getting stuck back there, I thought, well, this is not good for him. All right, blinking into the main though.
But at the same time, we have a huge counterattack by NaNiWa. He does have a few units to hold off those Stalkers that are in his base. Puzzle going to have to blink out. And NaNiWa's counterattack will kill Puzzle no matter what.
Yeah. NaNiWa is going to end this game. We are going to be going on to game number 3 very soon here.
And here we go. The probe's coming out. I don't think so, Puzzle. Sorry, buddy. 3 Colossus range. Goodbye. GG.
NaNiWa is still in this.
All right, so.
Nanny what?
Nanny who?
Nanny what? All right, that was a very impressive hold by NaNiWa.
Yeah, as soon as he held that first attack, the game was basically decided. I mean, he kept his Nexus up. So 2 Nexus against someone with no Nexus, units against no units. Thing is, Puzzle, very good using the ramp, using force fields to actually hold on for a long time. But NaNiWa knew that whole time. He's like, all right, this is kind of textbook. He went over, tried to kill him a few times. Puzzle microed out of it just barely. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just go home, make some more units, and come back.
Yeah, what do you do with your head?
You get more ahead.
Yeah.
If you can't kill him, you just go and get more ahead. Pretty cut and dry there.
Yeah.
It was interesting the way Puzzle went about that attack. The initial attack, because normally what you do is do a little bit more harassment inside out. When you have that sentry, a lot of times what you do is you blink all your stalkers in the main, then he walks up with a big portion of his army, or almost all of his army, into the main because he has to chase you out, and then you bring the sentry around and try to get a force field on the ramp, then you blink down, kill the natural. That's normally what you do with something like that. That's what I thought he was going to do. But in this case, he just kind of went for it with a good force fielding and blink micro. But against that many Immortals, it becomes very difficult, especially when NaNiWa is smart enough to kill off the Zealot harassment in the main base with probes instead of sending any of his actual attack units back.
You know, it's funny because it looked like the blink would have worked until the third Immortal just showed up as he was blinking in. I think that's when he thought, okay, I guess I'm going to lose this game. If there are only 2, it might have been a different game. I don't know if he would have won.
NaNiWa's build is the power build. Puzzle's build is, the quick mobility build. When you attack the mobility into the power, a lot of times that's just not going to work out right.
Well said. All right, it's time for game number 3 here. I actually have no clue who's going to win this. I actually have no idea how this game's going to go on.
Very hard to say, man. The next map, Daybreak, so it's a huge map. Blink Observer, not a build that you will see here.
No,
terrible.
Not easy to blink into the main. Well, you can't really blink into the main. You cannot.
Even if there's a spot where you can, it's actually it's not a map for it. So we'll see other builds here. Probably see pressure into fast expansion against maybe just a fast expansion, something like that. But we will see expansions here unless someone really screws up.
All right, game number 3. Some of the better PvPs I've ever had to cast, actually. I'm really enjoying these games. You can see how good they are, even when they're behind. PvP's probably, along with ZDZ, the most unforgiving matchup in the game. So
yeah,
that's a real treat.
Exactly, yes. You are a smart man, Tasteless.
Thank you, Artosis.